Hey, today we're going to look at the scariest record in rock and roll history. And I'm talking about Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. Okay, so why do we call this the scariest record in rock and roll history? Let's start with the cover. Take a look at this broken down and scary abandoned house. When you open it up, look at all the undergrowth and overgrown trees and weeds and all kinds of crazy stuff. Photographer Keith McMillan picked this 15th century watermill for the photo shoot. It's called Maple Durham and it's located in Oxfordshire, which is about an hour and a half drive from London. Now, if you check out all the overgrown stuff and the crazy trees, and it is kind of a little spooky. Nowadays, it's all fixed up and actually has become kind of a tourist attraction. Now let's look at the scary lady on this record. She's actually a barely 18-year-old model by the name of Louisa Livingston. Now she showed up for this photo shoot about 4 a.m. and she brought with her two things: her pet black cat and a stuffed taxidermiest crow. If you look closely, you can see the black cat in her arms. Now, when the photographer was trying to create the scene, he was throwing dried ice into the pond. He was using smoke machines. None of it was working. But what he did instead is when he got back in post-production, he did all kinds of shading on her face, making her very scary. Now, her identity was actually kept secret until about 2020 when she was tracked down for the 50th anniversary celebration of this album. Now, we open up the gatefold on the inside and we see an upside down cross and a crazy poem. So let's go ahead and take a look at the actual album. This album features the classic Black Sabbath lineup. You have Bill Ward on drums, Geezer Butler on bass, of course Tony Iommi on lead guitar, and the one and only Ozzy Osbourne on vocals. So we drop the needle. Side one, song one, starts out with the song called Black Sabbath. It starts with crazy thunder and lightning and the distant toll of church bells, and it slowly picks up speed. The heaviness of Iommi's guitar really adds to the spookiness of this album. And actually, all Black Sabbath albums have this spookiness based upon how he's tuned his guitar to sound in a different way than anybody else's guitar. One of the scariest songs is called N.I.B. The song is written from Lucifer's point of view. Lucifer falls in love with a earthly bound woman, and he tells his story. Side two opens up just as scary with the song called Evil Woman. Side two concludes with the song called Evil Woman, where Ozzy Osbourne is singing about how the sun is blurred, and again, kind of a spooky song. Okay, let's get real. This album is made for teenage boys. You know, the guys who watch the old-fashioned horror movies in black and white, who like the occult or are a little scared by all this stuff. Yeah, I was one of those guys. This album, while it is one of the scariest albums ever, I would have to say is the scariest album in rock and roll history. What do I think of the album? 2 thumbs up. It's an awesome album, whether it's Halloween or not. It's a great record.